Toby the tram engine was amazed. There, standing before him, was the legendary old warrior. Thomas had scared Toby by telling him it was a ghost, but in reality it was a little engine called Bertram, who turned out to be very friendly. "Just wait until I tell the others about this," laughed Toby. Later next morning he met Thomas at the station. "So the old warrior didn't hunt you down last night then?" Thomas teased. "Quite the opposite," replied Toby excitedly. I actually found him. Fond of him. He's a little engine called Bertram. And not a ghost." Thomas just laughed. "Really, Toby? Trying to use my own tale against me. You might fool Percy, but you have woke up early to trick me." Thomas had heard the legend of the old warrior from his driver and thought it nothing more than a silly make-believe. Nothing Toby could say to manage to convince Thomas about Bertram's authenticity. It didn't help that Bertram had been sent to the works, leaving Thomas unable to see him for himself. A few weeks later, when Toby's driver woke excitedly, "Wake up, Toby! We have a special delivery to take to the mine." Toby was excited, especially when he finally saw what it was. It was Bertram. How nice it is! How nice to see you again," he beamed. "You look very smart now. I feel like a young engine again," Bertram croaked. "It's a shame I don't sound it." He still sounded rather hoarse from his years in isolation. As they made their way to the mines, Toby explained all that happened in Bertram's absence, including Thomas' lack of belief. When he finished, Bertram laughed. "Thinks I'm still a legend, does he? What fun. He'll certainly have a shock when he does see me." Just think of the look on his face. It was then Toby had an idea. That evening, Thomas arrived at the mines with the last supply train. "We're here on guard tonight, lad," the Fat Controller's orders called the driver. Thomas was cross. He wanted to be back in his warm shed, but he knew there was nothing he could do. Night quickly fell, and Thomas was still grumpy, but he couldn't help but feel slightly uneasy. "It's that Toby's filling my smokebox with that silly legend," he muttered to himself. He was starting to relax when suddenly, "Thomas! Thomas!" Thomas rose. A chill ran through his boiler as the ghostly chuckle echoed around him. Who's there?" he screamed, trying to sound as brave as he could. "I've come to get you, Thomas," wailed the voice. "You should have believed." Suddenly, a shrill whistle cried out. Poor Thomas was so frightened he shot back right into the buffers. "Goodness me," chuckled Bertram in his poor old voice. "You look like if you have seen a ghost." Thomas' eyes shot open. There beside him were Toby and Bertram, with innocent grins on their faces. Thomas then burst out laughing. "You win, Toby. I was a silly engine not to believe you. It was very nice to meet you, old warrior," he added happily. "It's nice to meet you," Bertram smiled. "I hope I didn't scare you too much." Everyone laughed before the three engines began to happily away like old friends.